you've had an exciting day with the honky.
Oh. One random day in Georgia, Mommy was hired to pick up this man to take him to Martin Luther King's house.
Yeah, how about that? That's one of my heroes.
A national landmark.
Yep.
And he was like, I don't know how to use Uber. Can you just drive me to all the places I want to go?
So I don't get stranded.
You know, if something just feels right and, you know, whether it was planned or not, I go with it.
And the unplanned are the best.
It really is. Like, I got a day of education.
You get new things happening.
I learned about music history.
I got to listen to you sing.
Georgia history.
Yeah.
The Confederates fighting against. Now that was great. I overheard you and the gentleman were talking about, I think it was like, is it a landmark that people are wanting taken down, and you were like, it's a part of history. What landmark were you guys talking about?
Oh, they take down statues of Lee.
Okay.
That are all over the place. Why? I mean, history is history. If people don't know the history, they'll repeat it. You know?
So I do have a slightly different perspective to offer. So this is a thought. Now, I personally have never really gotten into those, whether we should take flags down, whether we should take statues down, and, you know, it being a part of history, just like slavery is a part of history. But there's one thing that, as I was like processing that in my mind, this is what came to mind. This might be a dramatic comparison. It made me think of, let's take an individual experience. It made me think of, what if you were, let's say, something horrific happened. Somebody personally did something horrific to you or a family member, whether it was they raped or murdered or molested somebody you loved, and someone, because of whoever that person was in their mind, built a statue of that person that you had to see every day. Now, yes, this is a part of history, and this is something that, of course, we don't want repeated, but wouldn't that be something traumatic for you to have to see?
Yes.
I started tearing up because I was just like, wow, this was really a part of history where we were not considered equal. We were not considered human. And
you weren't human.
Yeah.
They could buy and sell you.
Crazy.
Stop and think about that. But so you know.
Your phone's ringing.
Oh, it's my son.
Tell him I'm just now leaving you.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Justin?
Yes, ma'am. How are you?
I'm great. I don't know if he kidnapped me or I kidnapped him, but but we negotiated a really good deal. He was like, you know, I don't know how to use Uber. Why don't you drive me around everywhere? So I did. We had a wonderful day. I'm going to give him the phone back.
We've had a great day. We had lunch together, and she found out that all white people aren't sick, and she found out
what?
She found out who Little Richard was. She never knew.
Tell him you taught me about black music.
I taught her about black music.
We went to the museums. We watched films on the Civil War. And you know what? Another thing. I realized, although I know that you don't have any of the same feelings of those like stories and stuff that I'm reading about, it's really hard to read and watch things about slavery or racism and discrimination with white people. Like, it makes me feel, I can't even describe the feeling. It's like I was standing there and I'm reading it, and I was reading it with the two guys, and something about that moment felt really lonely and sad. And although, you know, they were not a part of that, they had nothing to do with it, but just even reading some of the words.
That when people like me and those two people we were talking to that came out of the building,
yeah,
when people like that read about slavery, they get sick and cry.
Okay.
Horrible, horrible.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that.
That people can own other people and misuse them. It's horrible. You can go on around and I'll get out at night.
I'm not going to. You got to walk from here. I'm just kidding.
You want paid? No.
Oh God.
Those two people, those two men standing beside you,
Yeah.
and those two people standing there that asked the question about
Somebody
driving
took your
out.
RV.
No, mine's that little bitty one right there.
The Conquest? Oh, okay.
They feel as bad about it as you do.
Okay.
Neither of us, you or them, can feel what those poor... It's utterly unimaginable to me that somebody can own you.
It's the right share, Queen.